YouTube. I just want to take a couple minutes here. This week we did a lot of fun stuff, and we did a lot of fall preparations for getting prepared for the winter and that sort of thing. And so I wanted to take a real quick moment and share with you my garden. I finally got it all ripped out and it's ready to till for the year. I just want to take a couple minutes here. This week we did a lot of fun stuff, and we did a lot of fall preparations for getting prepared for the winter and that sort of thing. And so I wanted to take a real quick moment and share with you my garden. I finally got it all ripped out. Everything was ripped out. I had sunflowers and pumpkins, and I had rows of tomatoes. We did green bell peppers. We did a ton of Hungarian hot peppers. And in the next portion of this video, I'm going to share with you a little bit on what I do with peppers. I think we planted like 18 Hungarian hot peppers, and I'll show you what all came out of that, and just more so tips on we have it trimmed here with a bunch of different plants, and it's probably my favorite part, but I really do enjoy gardening. We still have asparagus lined up there, and in the planters we have herbs and strawberry plants and those too, and it's finally ready to be tilled for the year. It's going to be canning peppers, and when I can the peppers, I'm going to show you ways to include your kids. And so again, I have my two oldest helping me can peppers, and I actually have my third one too helping me, but just not in this video. And just ways to include them and help them work with you and learn in the process of doing it. But of course, I always like to include a little business tip for you. I am running a little side business on top of being a mom, and it has its fair share of challenges. But one thing I wanted to talk to you a little bit about today is having integrity in the work that you do and in the business you do. And there's three aspects that I really like to kind of pinpoint when I'm talking about how to show integrity. The first one is to reply to people, whether you're on a platform or you're in person. Just respond to people, treat them like human beings, and respond to them in a timely manner. I do everything pretty much via social media, and I always do my best with kids to be very responsive in a timely manner with them. The second point is to be respectful. I mean, we are human beings, right? And so be respectful of your customers, and treat them kindly. And then third is to do the right thing, which can probably be the most challenging one in them all, is to do the right thing, whether you are personally right or your customer is right. Have a little pride in the name that you stand behind or in front of, and make sure that you're always doing the right thing. So please keep watching to see how I walk through the canning process really briefly with some of the hot peppers that we grow every year here in our garden, and ways to keep them preserved for the whole entire year and keep our family eating those delicious hot peppers. If you like them like we do, we put them on everything. Even the kids eat our hot peppers. So keep watching to see the next step of canning peppers. Last batch of hot peppers from our garden. We got our garden all cleared out. It's ready to go. We are doing the canning process. So it is a process, and I'm going to just take a couple minutes and walk you through it. Today I have Xander and Lenny here helping me, and they're going to show you how they cut the peppers and de-seed them. All right, so this is how I have found the best thing that works for us. We basically clear all the chairs from the kitchen table, and we just make a mess. As you can see, the floor is covered in seeds. The little baby is napping, so he's good, and we'll make sure that we clean the floor really well before he's down on the floor playing. But this is Xander, and he's going to show you how he is cutting the peppers and what we're supposed to do with them. What are you doing, bud?
You cut the top off, and then you cut the middle out.
What do you have to be really careful with when you're using a knife?
You don't want to cut your fingers.
Right. And why are you wearing those gloves?
So it doesn't burn.
So it doesn't burn, right? Is it really? The peppers are really hot, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you like cutting peppers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How full was that box?
Right here.
It was heaping full, huh? Have you been standing and cutting for a while, huh? Lenny, are you tired? Yeah? Do you want to show them how you cut a pepper?
Yeah. You cut this top off like really close. This is how I do it. I just cut that much, then I pull it up, then I grab it.
Yep. There's different methods for different things. And why are we taking all those seeds out? Do you guys know why we're taking all those seeds out?
Because it's going to be really hot.
Yeah, the seeds make them a little more hot than they are. So I am going to be keeping the larger peppers off to the side because I'm going to stuff them and freeze them for a later meal. That I will thank myself later for doing ahead of time. So I'm going to literally just stuff them. I'll do like kind of like a meatloaf mixture for the hot peppers, and then I will put them in like a 9x13 pan and freeze it. And then when I'm ready to have it for a meal, all I'll have to do is basically put some spaghetti sauce on it, depending if I freeze them with that or not too, and some mozzarella cheese, and then I'll throw it in the oven and it'll be good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the peppers process. So we are very short on canning jars. I think everybody is. And so I'm canning the last little bit of peppers in pint-sized jars, which is not super convenient. Usually want to do them in a quart because we just eat so many of them. But if it's just for you, or if it's just a couple people eating peppers, then a pint would be just fine. Okay, so I'm getting my gloves on, and I'm going to walk you through the process on what we do for canning these. Okay, so the boys always cut and de-seed them for me, and then I have a food processor. I don't even know what size it is or anything like that, but it's big and it works well. So this is going to be loud, but we're going to go ahead and use this on the shredding blend. Do enough here to do a jar. A lot really does pack into these jars. So I'll take my jar and I am gonna shove it full of peppers. Packed in there. And then I always try to not fill above the ring line. I smash them in there, and I try not to fill above that ring line though, or close to it. And then over here I have like a mixture of the sauce that I do with it. For the batch that I do half a gallon of ketchup, half a gallon of sugar, half a gallon of olive oil, and half a gallon of vinegar. And then from there, I bring it to a boil. And of course, oil is not going to mix very well, but I try to just mix it and make sure when I scoop it in here to fill it, I do like a nice even scoop. I'm not just getting oil or just the bottom stuff. And then I take a butter knife and I stab along the sides and like once in the middle to start, just to get all the air bubbles out. And then I want the sauce just barely covering, so I'm going to just do a little bit more sauce, just covering over all the peppers, and it's going to look like that. And then I usually take a paper towel or just like a regular kitchen towel. Of course, it's going to get messy, but you're going to wash everything, so it's totally fine. And I just clean the rim of it really well. I let all of my stuff sit in a hot bath water. I don't know really why. I guess just so that there's not a huge temperature difference and it doesn't damage the glass. I guess that's the purpose in doing it. And I put my lid on and I put my ring on, but it's lightly on there. I'm not going to crank that close because when you put it in your canner, then you're going to want to have a way for that air to escape as you're canning it. So that's it. And then I'm going to just we're going to fill the rest of it and be done. We'll see how many jars we get. All right, our peppers have been in there for the adequate amount of time. So I'm gonna pull the lid off. And then this is like the most fun part, I think, is pulling all these jars out of here. So you want to be very careful not to clang the jars off of each other. And I usually just set them right on the towel. And they usually sit there until they are nice and cooled down. And we're going to start to hear little popping noises of them sealing. I have 8 jars here. Of course, some are quart, the last of my quart jars, and some of them are pint jars. And that's it. And I'm going to go ahead and put the, I guess I need to do a couple more before I put the other ones in. Did you hear the pop? Do you guys hear the popping? Right, baby is still asleep, and so we, as promised, are going to go, and it's time to jump.
Like your channels. Keep watching it.